Hey everyone, this is Bo with Griplock Systems. Today I'm going to walk you through our online Shelving Suspension Builder. We created this online tool to help you easily determine what products you need to suspend your shelves. Now there's a link at the top of this video that will take you directly to the online builder, but if you're browsing our site, griplocksystems.com, just click the Display Systems navigation and then you'll see there's a link right on your screen. So let's begin. This is a 5-step process. We really wanted to make it easy to determine what you need. So the first question deals with the ceiling suspension point, and we want to ask if you want to use our ceiling track. If yes, you need to choose between a 72 or 80 inch track. If your studs are 16 inches on center, choose the 80 inch track. If they're 24 on center, then it's best to use the 72 inch track. That way you can make sure that you hit the studs on both ends. So you can see our recommendations appear on the right. It shows the part number and a picture of what it looks like. The great thing about the track is that you use these track clips and attach your coupler to them, and you can slide the couplers horizontally for adjustment. Next, we ask if your ceiling is flat or sloped. You can use the track on a sloped ceiling as long as the track is mounted perpendicular to the slope. Next, you need to think about your configuration. You need 2 ceiling tracks to suspend shelves, one for the front cables and one for the back cables. With your plane configuration and the length of track in mind, how many ceiling tracks do you need? In this case, I'm just going to choose 2. Now, if I had chosen not to go with the ceiling track, the questions and recommendations would have changed. Here, I'll stick with a flat ceiling and say yes that I have a tile drop ceiling. Now, we're not going to actually attach to the tile, but we do recommend this cable grommet, which provides a nice clean look over the hole in the tile. The next question asks, what structure are you attaching to? In this case, I'm going to choose metal struts, which will be above my ceiling tile, and you can see that we recommend a looped cable. There are a lot of different variables, just think about what your ceiling is like. Now let's go to step 2. Step 2 deals with the floor. This is where we're going to mount the tensioning grippers. They tension the cable, tighten the cables down so your cables and shelves aren't just hanging and swinging freely. Again, we ask if you want to use a track. It's just like the ceiling, you need at least 2. I'm going to say no and move on to the material we're attaching to. Now it's floor, so it's either going to be wood or concrete. Even if you have some sort of floor covering like carpet or tile, we're looking for the structure beneath. So I'm going to say wood, and you'll notice our recommendation is the tensioning gripper with base plate. We do show an optional part, the tensioning gripper with anchor plate, which you may want to choose if you had an anchor plate for the ceiling, so everything looks the same. Let's go to step 3. Now we're getting into the cables and grippers. First, we want to see what the distance is from floor to the ceiling structure we're attaching to. Now keep in mind that you need just a little extra cable for the tensioning. So if your distance is 10 feet 1 inch, go ahead and select 11, and that's what I'll do. Next, what type of material are your shelves? I'm going to say glass. And finally, how thick are your shelves? I'm going to go with 1/4 inch. As you can see, we have our cable and gripper recommendations. For the gripper, we have the swiveling side clamp gripper, and we also show the double side clamp gripper. The double side clamp can be used with 2 columns of shelves that are side by side, sharing cables in the middle, and the shelves are at the same height, so they share the double-sided grippers between the shelves. We'll get more into that into step 5. For now, on to step 4. Here we're going to count the number of cables needed. Again, you need to think about your configuration. As you can see from the illustrations, each column of shelves require 4 cables. Unless, like in figure B, you have 2 columns that are right next to each other, and you can share 2 of those cables. In this example, that's what I'm going to do. So I need 6 cables. Now we're on to the last step. It's now time to count the number of grippers needed. Each shelf needs 4 grippers. Unless, like I mentioned in section 3, you have columns right next to each other sharing cables and the shelves are at the same height. Then you can use double-sided grippers. Take a look at figure C though. We're sharing cables, but the shelves are at different heights, so each shelf needs 4 single-sided grippers. I'm going to use figure B as my configuration. So I'm going to suspend 8 shelves. We're going to count how many single-sided grippers we need, which is 16, and count how many double-sided grippers. Here we need 8. Hit the next button to reveal your totals. This is everything needed to suspend my 8 glass shelves for my particular configuration. And that's it. Just use the form below to receive this information in an email, and we'll also receive it so we can put together a price quote for you. If you had an optional recommendation like the anchor plate tensioner, it's not shown on the total parts needed. We just show the first recommendation. But if you prefer to go with that option, then please just copy this part number and make a note of it in the comments. If you have any questions or problems, just email info@griplocksystems.com or give us a call. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more helpful videos on a wide range of cable suspension products.